Okay, this is my attempt at a tutorial, if it ever decides to load, for this part. Alright, I think I'm gonna start by modelling one side, one side, mirror it over. I'm gonna start by doing these, or this rail, then I'm going to do these tubes. So I think this model was actually a tournament model, and I did try and do it a while ago, but I didn't get it right. So it says no Ivan exploits, which I don't think are allowed on leaderboard models or practice models anyway. But yeah, I'm going to start by modelling this line here. So I start just having a line, and yep, that's 45 degrees from the centre, so it's going to be 45 degrees, and it is 235 long. 235. There we go. Now I can add another one at 90 degrees and add a fillet between here and here. And that fillet should be 26 because I'm modelling the outside diameter first. Now I can make a line down here and just cut off all of this dirty stuff there. Right, that's the centre point, that's not going to go, is it? Okay. Now I want to move in. How thick is this part? 6mm. So I'm going to use the offset tool and go in by 6. And I'm going to close up this end and this end. This should be this part, or the sketch of this part modelled. I can now extrude this up. I don't like that about this model. The home is directly in line with it. So how far up does that go? That goes up 10mm. Next I'm going to work on, I think, this bevel. It says there's a small flat spot here. So the bevel, is it a bevel or the radius, whatever it is, that must be, right, so I want to find out this point. It's a tangent from there, so it must be set slightly away. Where does it say what radius that is? There. So it's a 38mm radius. And does it say that it's set in? It's got to be set. No, it's got to be set out. 25. Is that? I'm going to assume that 25 is to the centre. So I'm going to create another sketch on there. We'll soon find out if that 25 is right. So 25 in. And then from the top of there, we want to go down. So 38 by 2 to give us the radius. Oh no, sorry, 38. Because that is already a radius. I can go on to circle, and that should, yes, right, perfect. That gives us a little flat spot there, so I'm pretty sure that is correct. Don't want to go in, I want to go, well, on what's happening there. There we go. Alright, now there are holes here and here. Expanded view here, so it's 4mm all the way through with a 45 degree chamfer and 8mm at the end. Although, yes, no Ivan exploits. So it gives us the dimension from the end 70 and then between them is 70. So I can select a line make that 70, and then I can select another line and make that another 70. You can see it already wants to snap to halfway, so I'm just going to do a circle at 4 millimeters diameter, and here a circle at 4 millimeters diameter. To get it accurate, you want to draw a line up, but I can see where these two dimensions connect, and it's very clearly in the center. So select both of those, extrude them all the way through. Go back here, hide this sketch, and let's create a chamfer here. It automatically sets itself to 45 degrees, which would be 90 degrees between the two faces. And it's going from a 4mm hole to an 8 diameter. So 4 minus 8 is 4. Divided by 2, that's 2. So 2 is correct there. Now comes the hard part, which is actually making these, I don't know what to call them, the wires, to make the wires or rails between the things. So we can see that it's from point to point here, not centre to centre, it's 22. From centre to centre it would be 22 plus the diameter of the wire, which is a 4mm diameter, 6 places, which are 6 wires, yep. So 26 from point to point. So I'm going to start on this. I think by setting up a plane on the bottom face at the center of this wire, then I'm going to make this wire, I'm going to find how long the distance between this part and this part on this plane is. I'm then going to create a pattern using that spacing of 6. I can then mirror them and it should be alright, I hope. So if I make a sketch on here, now it needs to tell me where at least one of these starts. Yes, so the 150 is from the very point of there to the outer edge of the first wire. So if I do 150, and then I want to go in 4mm wire, so I want to go in half the diameter of that, which is 2. I can then go, yeah, that snapped. I want to go out all the way past there, so it intersects both of these lines. And it is halfway, isn't it? 3mm to wire center. And just check that is 6. Yeah, that is 6. So now I can draw another line, letting it snap on this point where these two lines intersect, and this point where these two lines intersect. Now I can do this because I'm sketching on this face. I can now make a circle here as 4mm diameter of the wire. Do I want to do that? Yes, I do. So now I want to go down because it doesn't give me the dimension of from here to here as this angle. It instead gives me from end to end 22. So I want to go down 26, which is 22 plus the 4mm. So 26mm down. Make sure that snaps to 90. And we're going to do the same again of letting it snap to the ends. And let's make a circle here of 4mm. It's snapping to the center of the intersect. Right, so the intersect that I've done automatically has a center point, which is identified by that triangle next to the cross. So what I'm doing, the reason I'm doing these to intersect these two is to give me the center instead of trying to figure out a way from that way doing 3mm in snapping it to 90, then doing 90 across again, which will give me the same centre. This is just a little bit quicker. Okay, so I can finish that now. Okay. Oh, I don't want to finish that sketch just yet because I want to copy the centre of the whole position. So 36.770. Copy that. Now if I extrude this down, I'm only extruding this to give me this face here, which is the starting point. I could do it as a plane moving from the back, but because my origin point is actually set at the intersect of this line and the line that would be going the other way, not on this point, 150 would be annoying to calculate. So I can create a sketch on this plane. It's not going to want to snap to here, but that's fine, because I can simply go 2 in from the edge of this plane, which it does want to snap to. I can then go down. Where does it say how deep these are? Right, so they're down by 30. Yep. And then I'm just going to go across all the way to the center point, which does want to snap. I now want to produce a fillet here. And I want this fillet to be the center of this curve, not the inside or the outside. So the inside is 8 and the outside is 12, so halfway between that is 10. So I want this to be a 10mm fillet, or a 10mm radius fillet. That should give me, that looks about right, that should give me enough so I can finish this sketch. I can get rid of this plane, so just cut it away to the centre, or not to the centre, to this face. Right, now I want to delete this little bit there because when I make my pipe, that will automatically select. So make my pipe on here, that's already full, lovely. I want to make sure that it is a new body, because if you notice these, the rails and the holder are not the same material. So new body and click OK. This will also let me use a pattern and I can select this whole body instead of having to select the individual faces. Now I'm going to do my pattern. So I want a rectangular pattern and I'm going to select this body, and for the axis I'm going to select this line, or any of these lines really will work, going 45 degrees to the center. I want to select a spacing, and the quantity of objects I create is going to be the number of rails. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6, and then the number we copied earlier I'm going to paste into here. Now this is going the wrong way, so I'm just going to add a minus symbol before that. One direction, yep, perfect. And that is one side almost done. I'm just going to create a quick sketch here. Doesn't matter what the shape is, as long as you've got this line going down the center, because I'm going to extrude this all the way back, which will cut these nice in the middle. Now I can create a mirror, select the bodies. I don't want to select features, I want bodies. This one, all of these. And for the plane, I want it to mirror around this angle. So I could select this, but just in case I've done anything wrong, I'm going to select this plane. Click. Now it's join. This doesn't mean it's going to join everything it's made. This means it's going to join only the faces of the individual bodies that are touching. So this face will join these two bodies. This face will join these two. this face will join these two, and so on. So if I click OK, you notice these are all the same body. If I go to bodies, I still have my top and then my rails. This should be the whole thing complete. Now I've just got to add my masses. So it's aluminium, isn't it? The wires are. Right, so number 1. So this is aluminium. Let's make sure I've got the right mass, which it is. Apply, cancel. And then the rest should be steel. Don't know, no, there. Let's make sure that's right. It is not. So let's change that to 78. Apply. Is it going to give me an error? Normally it gives me an error. I'll just make sure that's, yeah, that has saved. And I'll make double sure that every single one of these is covered in that, just in case Fusion, cancel that, just in case Fusion has decided to not play along. That was aluminium. There we go. Right, I can close that. Now, hide that sketch because that's ugly. If I do properties, we're giving 205.539 grams. Please be correct, because I'll look like an idiot if it's not. Alright, what have I missed? So I've missed something. Right, it's got to be the depth of these, I reckon. Yes, that's coming as 42. So, what I've done, I've inputted an incorrect number for something to do with this angle, I reckon, where I've not accounted for... okay, so I haven't accounted. What I've done, I've made the sketch go all the way down here, and then I've had it across there. Instead of using, because in the drawing, let's see, yes, it gives a distance of 30 from the top of there to the bottom of there. I've done a distance of 30 from the top of there to the middle of here. But it's easy to fix, because I know how much I'm off by. I can simply make a rectangle here, set the distance as 2, finish that. Now I can move this all the way back to cut those. Now to get the right mass, I don't need to move these up, but it'll look a lot better. So that's going to snap to 5, isn't it? Right, so let's move that back to 2, enter. Now when I select all of these, properties, 203.187. Please let that be right, and that is right. So yeah,